Hey, it's me, Mikey. In this video, I'll be going over the process of creating animations that me and many other animators use. Um, I'm using Adobe Animate for this, but any software should work because this has been used since animation was created. The first part of making an animation is always to come up with an idea. When coming up with an idea, it can really help to just visually chart it down through storyboarding. And a storyboard is essentially just like a layout of the animation. Like it's like almost like a comic that is spaced out to show all the major character actions and camera changes. So for the animation I'm going to be doing, since it's a simple animation, I'm just going to be using sticky notes, which I will pull up on the screen. I have them right here right now, but I will pull them up big and bold so you can see it. And I'm going to run a play-by-play of what I'm going to do for this animation. So on the first frame, on the first like storyboards part, I'm going to have the character looking at like a 3/4 angle like this. He's like looking to the side. Then I'm gonna have his eyes dart over. Then I'm gonna have him turn his head. But since this character has a really long tongue, um, it would stick behind before swinging back into place. And then I'm gonna have it kind of overshoot a little bit on the turn, and then I'm gonna have it settle back into place. Um, so the way I have this laid out, I also wanted to show a few principles of animation for you guys. So the first one is anticipation, with him again looking to the side before he turns. It really shows that the action's about to happen before it does. Then, with the tongue staying behind, that would overlapping action. And then when it swings back, that's follow through. If you're looking through this to try and find the thing, this is the take. So the next part of animation that is important is keyframing. And basically what I'm going to do for this keyframing is, since I have all these key parts of my animation, I'm just going to transfer these into the software. But keyframing is really important because this is the phase where you start to translate it into the software, but also where you get to start figuring out the timing and the spacing of the different pieces of animation. Um, so I'm going to transfer these in, and then when you see me shifting it around, that's me just figuring everything out.
Soundstripe. Soundstripe. Soundstripe.
this is what we have after finishing the keyframes. Now, the next step in this process is adding in-betweens. In-betweens, as you can probably tell by the name, are the frames that go in between the keyframes. So these frames help break down the animation, make it more fluid, and also add a lot of interest to the movement. Um, so the amount of in-betweens between something can scale up depending on frame rate, how smooth you want the animation to be, the weight of the object that's moving, the speed of which the object is moving. There's a lot of different factors that play into it. For this animation, however, I'm just going to do 12 frames per second because I am a little short on time and need to animate something quickly, which a lot of shows and movies do that. They'll use a lower frame rate to save time for big companies' money, and usually 12 frames per second looks just about as good as 24, and some people are even argue it looks better. I'm gonna cut out that.
Soundstripe. 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 Soundstripe.
So this is what our animation looks like after adding in-betweens. Notice how much smoother it looks and how the frame rate's higher and you can actually really tell what's going on. Um, that's because of the in-between. Now that the in-betweens are done, I'm going to clean up the animation a little bit. So cleaning up the animation is an important step because it's almost impossible to get something to look right on the first try. There's like a huge disparity. Like if you look online at, if you look up rough animation versus final animation for like any show, you can see like a huge difference in it. Um, so I'm only gonna clean mine up lightly because I'm running a little bit low on time and I need to complete it rather quickly. And also I'm gonna mix some of the cleaning with the coloring. Okay, so before I start working on the cleanup, I just wanted to mention that I did a little bit of it off camera, and I wanted to go over specifically what I did because I think it's important to show. So in the in-betweens, I realized that there was a problem, specifically when he started turning. I felt like it just was disconnected, and I realized that's because it didn't have good enough slow in when I was doing it, and it also the frames were a little bit inconsistent on how far they were spaced. So I just wanted to inform you guys that that was something that I did.
Soundstripe. 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 Soundstripe.
So here is what my animation looks like after cleanup. Now, it is not, it's still a little bit rough. I'm leaving it like that, and I'm just going to clean it up enough to color while I'm coloring. But if you'll notice, I did clean up at least the spacing of the frames, and it feels a lot smoother now. But um, for the coloring, I'm going to fill in the entire animation with the colors of my choice. And I wanted to mention that while coloring, you should also be adding shading if you want to. I am not going to add any shading um, because I want this animation to be just a small one, nothing too fancy. But if you did want to shade during the coloring, would be the time.
Soundstripe. Soundstripe. Soundstripe.
So this is what my animation looks like after the color. Um, so my animation is now finished, and this is what an end product would look like. Mine's a little bit like rough still because I didn't really focus in on the cleaning stage, but still, notice how like quickly I guess I just finished this whole animation just by following the simple steps. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you learned from it, and I hope you enjoyed how I showed it off, making the animation step by step for you to watch. Um, my next tutorial will be coming like 2 weeks from now, and that'll be the last one maybe for a while. Um, if you are interested in the topic of how animations are made, I recommend looking into it because the videos on it are really interesting, especially if you look at like studio stuff because I just showed how I myself make animations, but the way studios do it, they have people to do these individual jobs, and it's really interesting to watch. Anyways, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.